The Toronto Maple Leafs now have the best 1-2-3 goaltending punch in the entire league. I'll discuss this huge signing and much more coming up on this episode of Hattrick HQ. Hi, I'm your host Casey and welcome back to Hattrick HQ. With that said, let's get right into the main topic of this video, which is the Leafs added some needed insurance. And yes, if you were in tune with the Leafs news earlier today, you would have seen that the Toronto Maple Leafs have signed goaltender Martin Jones to a one-year contract worth $875,000. A pretty good deal if you ask me. Sportsnet also goes on to say in this article, just talking about Martin Jones, saying the 33-year-old from North Vancouver, British Columbia, brings a wealth of experience to the team with a record of 225 wins, 163 losses, and 35 overtime losses in 444 career regular season NHL games with the Los Angeles Kings, the San Jose Sharks, the Philadelphia Flyers, and the Seattle Kraken. He holds a 2.71 goals against average and a .905 save percentage with 28 shutouts. Jones had a 27-win, 13-loss, 3 overtime loss record with a .299 goals against and a .887 save percentage and 3 shutouts last season with the Seattle Kraken. He was a backup to Jonathan Quick when the Los Angeles Kings won the 2014 Stanley Cup. He appeared in 2 playoff games during the run and did not surrender a goal in 56 minutes of action. As a starting goaltender, he backstopped the Sharks to the 2016 Cup Final, where they lost in 6 games to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Internationally, Jones contributed to Canada's gold medal win at the 2015 World Championship and a silver medal at the 2010 World Junior Championship. Obviously, a very accoladed goaltender, good veteran. And they also go on to say in this article that Jones adds depth to a Leafs goaltending core that includes veteran Ilya Samsonov, who was awarded a 1-year, $3.5 million contract in arbitration this offseason, rookie Joseph Woll, and you can't forget about the veteran who's on long-term IR in Matt Murray. Now, I think this is a great signing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. With Matt Murray going out on the IR, they really needed a third-string goaltender that could come in and win them some games, and I think they got this with Martin Jones. Obviously, Martin Jones has been a great goaltender throughout his career. As you could see in this article from Sportsnet, a very decorated goaltender. And I know a lot of Leafs fans are concerned about his play, like last year, only posting an .887, but you gotta give him the benefit of the doubt here. I think, Martin Jones has that starter potential, or he at least once did in his career. Now at only 33 years of age, I think he was better than some other candidates that they were thinking about going after, like a Brian Elliott, who's even much more older than Martin Jones. But Martin Jones, like I said, solid goaltender, 28 career shutouts, over 900 career save percentage goaltender. I think he's a great person to add onto that third-string goaltender. I still do believe we'll have to see what happens coming out of training camp, but I do believe that Joseph Woll will be their full-time backup, if not maybe moving into a starter role later on the season, as I'm just predicting. I just think he has it in him to have that starter potential. But, you obviously got Sammy up there as well, who is just a phenomenal goaltender. You put him in the net, he's just a brick wall. But another good point to add to this signing to the Toronto Maple Leafs is that, last year they dealt with some injuries at the goaltending position. I think this eliminates any concern if there's an injury this year. I think, if Sammy goes down or Woll goes down, Martin Jones can come in and play phenomenal. I think just having that much needed insurance that the Toronto Maple Leafs were missing, I think is just a huge add for them to their lineup and to their organization. And also, I don't think that Martin Jones is going to be someone who is a healthy scratch all year either. I think, when Toronto gets on those big long road trips and the goalies are really wear down, jet lagged or whatever it may be, I think that Martin Jones can come in and he's going to be there with a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna try to play his best just to try to get into that rotation. But like obviously this is all speculation right now. We're gonna have to see what happens coming out of training camp. But to me right now, if I was to predict who the starting opening night goaltenders are, it would be Ilya Samsonov in between the pipes with Joseph Woll opening the bench door. But you never know. Like the NHL season is so long, is so enduring to these players, especially to these goaltenders. It's not just physically, but mentally to these goaltenders. If they get into a big slump, it's hard. It affects their mental. And if just for example, if someone is dealing with this year, it's nice to have that goaltender that you can turn to in times of need. Like Sheldon Keefe's gonna go to Martin Jones at one point this season and say, hey, we really need you right now. And, Martin Jones is going to come in and do his best. And the big thing about the Toronto goaltending this year is that their defensive core has gotten even better with adds of John Klingberg, just to name one. But their whole 6 defensemen this year are solid. They've picked up the players they needed. They got a lot more a defensive style defensemen, I would say, this year than they had in previous years, which will help, the goalies. If you got 2 defensemen in front of you who are willing to put it all on the line and throw their body out there to block the shots, it takes a lot off the goaltenders. And when you got players out there doing that, it's just a recipe for success. And like I said in previous videos on this channel, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs are poised for victory this year. With just they're adding their defensive depth, adding those key role forwards that they've been looking for, such as Max Domi, just to name one. I've said before, I'm a big Max Domi fan. I really hope he has his best season of his career this year in Toronto. But I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. Like, I know I've seen, going down through Leafs Reddit today, seeing some people skeptical of this signing, saying there was better options. But when you go down through that list, Martin Jones is the name that sticks out to me. I think, he's proved in the past to be an NHL starter. And when you got a guy like that who's sitting up in the press box, itching to get on the ice, and when he gets on there eventually, he's going to be lights out. And I think this is just a great ad for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think it's the perfect ad for them. Having 3 goaltenders, like I said, you can turn to that is going to shut the door on any given night. It's just a recipe for success in Toronto. Like I said, with adding that defense, with adding those kind of defensive, they had some defensive forwards as well this offseason, and I just think it's a recipe for success this year in Toronto, but I'd like to hear your comments on it down below. Do you think this was a good ad for them? Do you think they should have went in a different direction? Let me know. I love hearing it, all types of criticism. I know some people have been sewering me in the comments, but, everybody has the right to their, their opinion, their own take. Some of my takes may be hot every now and then, but I know some of you guys are going to let me know if I'm really out to lunch on this one, but I really do think Martin Jones is the perfect ad for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But like I said, let me know. And if you like this video, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe. We're very close to hitting 100 subscribers, which I'm very surprised to. We've only had this channel up and going for a week, but we've been putting our all in to these videos and to getting them out to you guys. And we're really trying to hit 100 subscribers before the season starts. And we'd love to see that happen. And with that said, I've been KC. Keep your stick on the ice.